This is acoustic partition roll. It gets used in internal walls and floors to reduce noise, but today we're going to be looking at the packaging and what you need to be looking out for. So on every packaging you'll get this white label. APR at the very top stands for acoustic partition roll. You'll get the roll widths, so two 600mm rolls within a 1200mm full roll, and then on the right hand side you will get the thickness of the roll. So for instance, this one is 50mm, but it also comes in a different variety of 25, 65, 75 and 100mm. Acoustic partition roll is a 1200mm roll that gets cut in the middle to make two 600 rolls. There's different ways of cutting it, but before we start we need to make sure we've got the correct PPE. So safety glasses, safety gloves and a suitable dust mask. Two different ways of cutting this is using a handsaw, or the way I will be doing it today is using a Stanley knife and a tape measure. Before cutting, make sure you put your mask on, making sure it's nipped up at the top. Using your tape measure, mark 600. And using your Stanley knife, pierce the plastic sleeve and do a full 360 around the roll. Once you have cut it, because the roll is perforated, put your hands in between and split the pack into two, and therefore you'll have 600mm rolls. As you can see, the insulation is factory fitted into this tight packaging, so what we need to do is unroll out of the packaging and recover the product. How we do this is a plastic tab on the side, pull that away from the insulation and put down to one side. Now, as you are unrolling, making sure you are tapping it onto the ground, getting as much air into the product so you're recovering it and getting it to its full performance of the roll. And then once you're happy, you are ready to install. We're now going to show you how to fit the APR. Once laid out on the floor, rolled out, we are going to recover the material. During recovery, we just want to try and get as much air into the material so it's working to its full performance. As you can see, I have put the APR into metal stud, but it also goes into timber studs and floors. Measuring, using your tape measure, measure out, put a line on the insulation, adding a bit extra so it allows it to cloak over the metal angle when screwed into the ceiling. To cut, using a straight edge and an old piece of material underneath so you don't scratch the floor, get your blade, a nice clean cut, and therefore you've got this. Let it cloak over the metal, ready to get screwed into the ceiling. Placing it in between the stud, making sure the insulation is wrapped over the metal, using a screw and a screwdriver, put one screw on one side, then on the left hand side. Two screws should be adequate enough to hold the angle, to hold the insulation. Once done, all you want to do is lightly push it in between the stud centers, making sure you're not squishing it, still got plenty of air for the performance to work, and then it's ready for plasterboarding.